Hello, welcome to TBS. This is Sadie. I have not seen you guys in a while. Lots of things have been happening in my life, as I'm sure they have been for you. What I want to do today is redo or help one of the readings I did last year, which was the Chris Cornell one, which I warned you guys I was biased and that I probably couldn't do it right and that I was probably going to be all wrong. Well, I probably was. And so I'm still biased because it's him, but I'm going to try to do my best. What I did was I put four cards here about a week ago and just let them sit. I wanted to see if they fit what was going on in his life. I think they do. So we'll go through these four cards and then I'll go on to the deck. We'll see what we can find out. My partner made me this really awesome stand for my birthday, so that was really cool. I'm 40 now, so that's really neat. I've been doing this 8 years. It's really fun. I still don't know what I'm gonna do in the future with this channel or with my life, but still, I have tarot, and that's about all I could ask for, I guess. So let's see here. Right here we have the Page of Wands. Now, this is talking about usually a child that has a lot of passion or that takes after the person that they belong to. It also means that they are kind of like they're headstrong and they have a lot of really good ideas that are pure, but sometimes they're a little bit selfish. And this Wheel of Fortune card just means that life goes on, life stops, a life begins, and it's kind of a crapshoot. No one really knows what's going to happen. There are some things fated, but as the wheel rolls on, they could change again. So this is a very important card. And whenever I get this for a client, I kind of say this is the deck saying fuck you because it isn't going to give us specifics. In other words, okay, this is the King of Wands. And since we're reading about him, about Chris, we'd probably want to put this as him, but I don't want to do that yet. So the King of Wands is a man who is in control of a lot of things that have to do with ideas, speeches, talking, wanting to be the main person in the room, somebody who is charismatic and does things for people. People can trust them to care about them, but sometimes he goes off the rails and has addictions. And the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, I kept getting over and over again that this was his oldest daughter, but let's go on and pretend like it's not that and just say what it means. So the Page of Cups is the child who's the most sensitive and who is associated with water, may have a water sign, and who likes to tell only a few people about what they really feel or think. They also like to, they're wary. They watch before they act. Okay, so with these four cards, I think we have something really neat, which is I think we kind of have bits of his family in here, bits of who he is, and also bits of the situation. This is not the whole situation. And you probably would have noticed that some of the meanings that I gave to the cards are a little bit different than usual. And I'm trying to be authentic to what I would read in a reading. I think it's different this time a little bit. So that's why I did that. If you don't agree, that's okay. So if we look at the players in this drama, we have the bodyguard, his wife, his children, him, the bandmates, and the press. And the doctor, the pathologist. I think we also can count the police and EMTs, but I don't know anything really about that part. So what we see here is a man who had demons, I guess you could say. Someone who really, really cared a lot about certain things and was very sensitive to certain things. Somebody who had a lot of power and masculine ability, but who also was feminine. Somebody who could get what they wanted, but only wanted the best. And somebody who was very realistic, even though he was idealistic, until it came to certain substances or certain people. And then he was a little bit off the rails. So the thing about Chris, besides the music genius, is that he was very attractive. And he picked a woman who most people would not think he would pick. This woman isn't unattractive, but she's not as beautiful as most people he could get in the Hollywood world. So because of that, we have a person who's a little bit different than other people. And also, he had the talent to become famous. He was in the right place at the right time, but he kept his drug use under control and he was functioning for his job, just like Taylor Hawkins. He made sure that everything he did was not going to affect his music. And when he got older, he got more tired, more sick, and it was harder for him to do this. And so, having promised his kids that he would never kill himself and try very hard never to do drugs again, I think about 10 years ago, he promised them this, maybe a little bit more. And it was to their faces because they were sad that he was depressed. And his wife got him on antidepressants. You know, most men don't want to take meds, but she helped him and he got on the meds and everything. And so he kind of was on the edge all the time. And when it comes to the night that he died, he was acting weird on stage. He was acting like he was hallucinating or drunk or very tired or like he got hit on the head. And afterwards, he didn't talk to anybody, which was kind of his way, and went up to the room to talk to his lady and then go to bed after TV. He didn't say to anyone he was going to do exercises, but I mean, why would he, you know? So the way he was found and everything, I know you guys know the story, so I won't go into it, but I was just, I guess I was like jealous because I like him and I don't want him to like her. I don't know. And so I just went ahead and like was against her, so I can't do that in this reading. But we'll try. So if we would go through these and say, how does this affect him? I think it's kind of trying to say that his children were a big part of his life, actually the main part once he got older. And it was kind of a thing where he lived for them instead of what most people would think, but he still kept it on the edge because the other side of him was music. And both were extremely passionate parts of him. We're seeing here his daughters being very close, and also they understood that it was a crapshoot with his depression. They understood that because they were old enough. It didn't make them. They wanted that promise to be true, but they also were realistic. And when he started to feel like he was losing sexuality, like he was losing his prowess as a rock star, as a grunge star or whatever, it really affected him more than other people knew. Only Vicky knew, perhaps. And that was why he was so weird as of around the time he died. But that doesn't say why he was staggering on stage, why he messed up some words, why he didn't have drugs in his system except for antidepressants, and so and anti-anxiety. So it's kind of a crapshoot. We don't know why he died per se. It could have just been a perfect storm, but it could be that he was murdered. It could be that people wanted his money. It could be that he killed himself. So we're going to go through and see what's going to go on here. So this is the King of Pentacles. This would talk about the same thing as here, him, in other words. Temperance, which is also him trying to be really frugal about the money, but also help the slave trafficked children, which was his special goal. And then the Three of Wands, he was on the green light to go forward with this and was really excited. Okay. Now, Seven Cups meant he knew that he had a lot of stuff going on, and like some of it was going to hurt him and some of it wasn't. So he wasn't overwhelmed, but it was weird. And then this is 7 coins. So he had been working hard on music. He'd been working hard in his life and he wanted to do right. He didn't know if God was going to be part of helping him, but he was open to it. And then this is the Magician, saying that that's like who he is as an artist, obviously. Okay, and then the Nine of Wands meant he really did have a heavy psychological load, heavy psychological burden. Okay, we got a lot of sevens. And the Seven of Swords. So let's see. Okay, so I think what we're seeing here is that I can't see psychically the part of him that was making decisions, and I don't exactly know why. But I'm seeing that through these cards, he was in a suicidal frame of mind in a certain degree all the time. And that's just because he had quote unquote demons, I guess you could say. And where we're going to go from here is see if he was interfered with or if it was just him. Or if it was medical, I guess. So the Two of Coins, meaning he's struggling good and bad. The Star, meaning like he did have hope for the future. And he was obsessed with his lady. And I think sometimes when a Cancer man is obsessed with someone, he can be destructive and codependent. And he could also be too agreeable and lose himself. But I know that he tried not to if he was doing that. Okay, and Four Swords. Sometimes he just wanted to rest. So it could have been a thing where it was an accident and suicide. That's kind of weird. I don't know how that could be, but and here's the Sun. And the Sun. That's odd. That could mean that something happened with his son that made him upset or that made her upset with him. But I don't know. And then the Ace of Coins, meaning the money. So this is kind of showing like everything was going on at the time. So that's true. There was problems going on with them in personal ways too. But let's say, can we please have the answer of how he died? Okay. 10 of Cups, the happy family. 4 of Wands, the marriage. 4 of Coins, the savings. And Justice. Okay, if you guys read tarot, you know that this is just weird. It's just kind of saying the same thing over and over again, which is, yes, it's true, all these things were happening in his life. And then the Lovers. So I don't know if the cards are saying that by talking about his family that they are the problem, or that he was living for them and it was an accident. Okay, please help and be more specific. Okay, this could be the bodyguard, the Knight of Coins. It could be him. It could be another guy that he hangs out with in his band or something. Let's go to the next deck because this is just getting weird. Okay, 5 of Wands, Fool, and Knight of Wands. Okay. This is pretty hard. I don't know if I'm not getting it because I'm not supposed to, because I'm too biased. But I'm trying. And the King of Swords. So I guess right now, when I see all of that, I see that he does have power and he makes the decisions in his life. So even if he was messed up, he made the decision to do it. Let's say, is this really true? 5 of coins. The Sun. The Knight of Cups. Okay, that still doesn't really tell us. Okay, 5 of Wands. Okay, as far as I can know at this point in the reading, he's able to do this. It was something that he was capable of doing. And that everyone around him was ready for it to happen, but they didn't want to tell anyone else. And so when it did happen, they let the rumors go because they just were too upset at the time to deal with them. And it's kind of, for rock stars, it's a little bit interesting to let there be conspiracy theories or other famous people because it makes everyone want to know more. And more publicity is always better in Hollywood or in music. So if I was to say the overall deck reading is saying that he had a lot of power, he was always in control, and that when he was younger, he couldn't control his emotions, but when he got older, he was a master at it. And that the time came when, influenced by something or some things, he decided to die. It seems like he was not himself all the way, but I can't see the mechanism in full detail. I just know about the exercise band and the medicine and how he was found on the floor and things like that. So I think I'm going to conclude that he did kill himself. If you guys think this is a better reading and that it makes more sense and that you agree with it more, let me know. Let me know if you guys have read anything about him and his family, and we can have a dialogue about it. It's not something that changes the world or anything, his death, but it does hurt us who were fans, people that cared a lot about Soundgarden, about that whole movement, and about Chris himself. So through this jumble of cards and my own bias, I'm tentatively / medium like saying that he did do it and he was ready to go, and we don't exactly know the reason why. It may be like it's a special private thing between him and God, and we were not supposed to know about it. Maybe he was more sick than anyone knew, but the doctor would have told us that. So I guess I'm just gonna say he wanted it to remain private, and that's why a lot of people can't read about it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thanks.